Hey everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm just going to do a little gun review video today. Well, I'm not even going to call it a review video. I'm going to call it a gun, like a small history lesson, my build on the gun, and I guess a little bit of a gun review video all at the same time. I'll try to keep it as short as I can. The video is going to run a little bit long, but I'll try to keep it as short as I can. I'll just hop right into it. Gun in question today is, this is my SKS. It's a 1952 Tula Armory Russian SKS. It's pretty much your run-of-the-mill average SKS. Before I've done my little build to it. I'm not quite done yet, but I'll run through. I'm going to start with what I've done to the gun first, and then I'll go through like a little bit of, I guess, a history lesson and what I really think of these guns. Number one, first and foremost, gun safety. Nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magazine. Always like to make sure the guns are safe before I do any sort of video on them. I'll start with the mods that I've done to the gun. It's in an Archangel stock. The stock is carbon fiber filled polymer, so it's an extremely stiff stock. Promotes accuracy, promotes just rigidity. A lot of the stocks with adjustable length of pull and folding stocks, they're real flimsy and weak back there, but this thing is pretty solid. There's no creaks to it, there's no slag like wobbling in it or nothing like that. Very, very solid, very nice stock. I've seen a lot of different SKS stocks. I like this one the most for sure. There is a couple, there's one little minor downfall to it, and that is this little, I guess it's here strictly for looks. I think it's just kind of make it look like an AK, I guess. Which I do really, really like the look of that piece back there, because I don't like the straight drop that's right here on the back of a factory SKS. Don't ask me why I don't like it, I just don't like it. So they've molded in this extra piece of plastic here to almost make it look like an AK. Unfortunately, if you ever want to do any sort of cleaning to your rifle, especially if you're using corrosive ammunition, you go out and shoot 2 or 3 rounds, you should take these things apart and clean them. With this being here, you can't just pop off your dust cover and leave it in the stock. You have to take it out of the stock every time you want to clean it, which is a little bit of a pain in the butt. But with this stock that's well engineered, all you have to do is pull off this little panel right here, which is basically just stick a screwdriver in it, pop it down, and then you can get at your release, your takedown notch, pop it out, take your trigger mechanism out, everything like that, and then you go come right off, basically toolless. So yeah, that's the stock itself. As for scope mount, I went with the Wartac, just a Wartac scope mount. I guess they call it a Wartac accessory mount. I guess they call it. What you do is you remove your rear sight, punch out a pin. You put in a new roll pin for this, so it actually hinges up when you take these bolts out. So you take out your original takedown lever right here, remove that, and you put actually a through bolt through it. So this, I did a lot of research on all the parts I bought for this gun before I bought any parts for it. I did a ton of research on them to make sure that I didn't have to buy parts twice or 3 times, or didn't have parts that were up to my standards anyways. This is really one of the only scope mounts you can get for this gun that will actually hold a 0 and will be a proper scope mount. Now again, it makes it a bit of a pain for when you want to clean your gun, because you need an Allen head screwdriver or an Allen key to remove that bolt and allow this to flip up and allow it to take apart your rifle, which is a little bit of a pain. But this is not going to be a trench gun for me by any means. I don't need to have all the tools on hand to take it apart and clean it. I can just bring it home, take it apart and clean it. For me, that's half the fun, taking apart your guns, cleaning them, modding them, do that kind of stuff. Yes, if you're going to get a rail mount for your SKS, these are, in my eyes, the only choice to go with. There is another type of rail mount that you can get that will hold a 0. You drill into the side of your receiver, you bolt it on there, and it comes up and over your dust cover. The only reason I didn't like that one is strictly because I don't want to do any completely irreversible mods to the gun, because if you do that, you're drilling right into the receiver. That's the main part of the gun. You're always going to have those holes there. There's nothing you can do about it. So yeah, I went with the Wartag. It has worked fantastic for me. I love it. It also came with this small rail down here that I have the flashlight mounted on. All it is you just drill into your stock, put a couple screws in it, nail it on, done. It comes with supplied screws and everything. I had a little bit of a problem getting this rail here to sit completely like in line with this rail up here. I had to shim it a little bit, but that's minor because I want my flashlight to aim where my scope is aiming, obviously. So yeah, I really like those two accessories. I've also done the Tapco mag. I've heard a lot of ups and downs about these Tapco magazines. A lot of people don't like them strictly because of the fact that they're plastic. Honestly, well, the stock's plastic. Almost everything you buy for aftermarket for these guns is going to be plastic, so I don't see what the point of griping about a plastic magazine is. When you take them out, they do look a little bit goofy because of this big duckbill on here. But as I'm sure you know, if you know anything about SKSs, they're not designed to have a detachable magazine. So you have to build that piece into them, which is minor, really. I'm a huge fan of any detachable magazine. So yeah, I think Tapco's done a great job on these things. They seem to feed problem. I have yet to have any feed issues with it. It fits nice. With this Archangel stock, it fits perfect. With the wood stock that it came with, they even fit just fine. I didn't have to do any filing or anything like that. I live in Canada, so this magazine is basically purely for looks. I don't know if you can see that rivet there, but it's pinned at 5 rounds. Unfortunately, we live in Canada. There's nothing we can do about the laws but abide by them or go to jail. So yeah, that's another mod that I've done to it. I like the Tapco magazines. I have nothing against them. As for scope, I won't go too much in depth about this, because as for scope, it's just if you know scopes at all, the Bushnell, it says Bushnell across the top of there, is just off of a Savage Axis, and they're real just a cheap scope. And then the scope mounts I just got off, or the scope rings I just got off of eBay. So basically, from the rail up is just cheap stuff, but it works. The flashlight's actually a Coast flashlight. That flashlight's worth more than the scope and the rings and the rail mount combined. So yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, if you are an SKS guy, you'll notice that the bolt is closed and I'm able to remove my magazine. So I have done I know earlier in the video I said I didn't want to do anything irreversible, but I have done the drop-free bolt mod, which is not really something that is what I say like a permanent modification. You can put your gun completely back to stock just fine with the drop-free bolt. So yeah, that's my little SKS build. I really like the way it's turned out. It works very, very nicely for me. I just use it for having fun in my backyard, wasting ammunition. So yeah, I'll just kind of go into a little bit more, set the gun aside here, I don't really need it anymore. I just want to go over some ups and some downs with the rifle. What the rifle was originally built for, it was originally built in 1945, or designed in 1945, built in 1946 and on. So it was built by the Russians for war. That's what it was built for. Somewhat close combat war. What they had before that was the Mosin Nagant. That gun can shoot 1,000 yards. As for close range, it's too much gun, too much recoil, soldiers just getting worn out. So they designed and started building this gun. A lot closer combat, a smaller cartridge. This gun shoots the 7.62 by 39, which is the same round as the AK-47, which actually happened to be the gun that ended up replacing this gun, but I digress. So the gun is built for basically closer range combat, out to, I'd say the gun's good to about 250 yards if you're aiming at a person-sized object. Really, that's what the gun is designed it's purpose built just for that. Really, that's all it was built for. On the civilian market, what are these guns really good for? They're not really good for anything. Some people use them for hunting. I've heard of people deer hunting with them. I've heard of people hog hunting with them. Yes, it works for that, definitely. Ammunition is very cheap. The guns are very cheap. I paid when this gun was when this gun was stock and I bought it in the store. I paid $200 for the gun, and at the same time I bought a crate full of ammunition, 7.62 by 39 ammunition. Had 2 spam cans in it. It was 1,440 rounds. Paid $200 cash for that. So if you do the math on that, that's like 7 cents a round. That's like 22 ammunition. So they're very cheap to shoot, very cheap to purchase. They're a lot of fun to shoot. What they're actually good for in the civilian market, to me, in my opinion, is not very much. They're not a very, they're not an accurate rifle. They're not, they're a fun rifle to shoot. If you just want to get into shooting and you want to go have some fun, definitely, by all means. What they're really good for other than that is not much. So I just want to go over some good sides of the gun too, now that I've kind of bashed it a little bit, because I know I'll get some gripe over that. Some upsides to the gun, like I just mentioned, ammunition cost. Ammunition cost is along the lines of centerfire ammunition. It's the cheapest, by far the cheapest ammunition in my eyes anyways, because generally 22 ammunition is 5 cents a round if you get it in bulk. This is 7 cents a round. And you're getting a lot more, you're shooting a real gun. I'm not saying 22s aren't real guns, but these are more of a wallop to them. They're a lot more fun to shoot than a 22. Next upside to them is cost to purchase the gun. I know I mentioned that again. Just a 22. Well, just as an example, this is just a single shot Anschutz 22. This gun, if I was going to sell it, I wouldn't take less than $200 for it. That's 22, single shot. It's very accurate. It's a good gun. It's an Anschutz. But I wouldn't take less than $200 for it. And that's a single shot, bolt action 22. This is a semi-automatic, gas operated, 7.62 by 39, detachable magazine. It's all militaried out. It looks way cooler. And honestly, you get these guns factory for $200. So yeah, that's another one. Cost of acquisition. Another bonus to this gun is customizability. If you don't know what a factory SKS looks like, look at a factory SKS and then refer back to this and look at what this looks like. They look nothing the same. If you don't know SKSs really well, you won't be able to see that this is an SKS. They have a big cleaning rod up here, a big bayonet that flips out. They have an internal box magazine, so the box magazine only comes down that far. It's an all wood stock. There's no scope. It's just open sights. Yeah, really, the only thing you can tell is the bolt. You can see the bolt. You can see a little bit of the action, and then the hooded sight at the front is probably the biggest giveaway, and the bayonet lug. So yeah, it's extremely customizable. And another big bonus to these guns is fun to shoot. Being semi-automatic, go to a range. I have a little range in my backyard. It's about 80-90 yards. I have some gongs set up, and you can just stand there and just pow as fast as you can. Just squeeze the trigger. Super fun to shoot. So yeah, that's my little rant that I wanted to go on about the SKS, because I know a lot of people are a little bit biased when they make videos on guns, anything like that. Anything they make a review video on, they can be a little bit biased. So I like to go over the ups and the downs and give my honest opinion. I really like the gun. If I went back in time, I'd probably buy it again. As you can see, I have a few guns, so to have one that I classify as pretty much useless, yeah, I'm allowed to have one. They're cool looking, they're fun to shoot. All my other guns have a purpose to them. This one, no purpose. Just go out, shoot it, have fun. So I'll grab the camera, I'll do a little bit of a close-up on it, and I'll give you a little bit of a better look at it real slow. And yeah. That is the gun. Sorry for the bad lighting. Again, the stock is Archangel. If you like the look of this one and you want to get one, it's an Archangel stock. They only make one for it. This is it. The rail mount, there's a little bit better look at the accessory mount. It's made by Wartac. Again, the scope is just a Bushnell 3-9, just a cheapie. When you buy the Wartac, it comes with that little rail mount there. And the flashlight's just a Coast flashlight that I had sitting around the house. Just any 1-inch flashlight will do. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Bye.